if you deliver an exceptional Webflow service or any digital service for that matter, there's gonna be a point when you start receiving way more referrals than you can actually handle. And at that point, you're gonna have 3 different directions to go to. You can raise prices, you can start building a referral network of experts to help you out, and then the final thing is building an agency. And over the past years, I went through all of these 3 steps, and in this video, I'll share with you 6 golden rules that you need to know when you're building your next Webflow agency, your next agency, or any kind of service-based business online. I'm Uros, and I'm the founder and CEO of Flow Ninja. And I actually really wish that somebody told me these tips before I started my studio a few years back. And I think it's 4 at the time of you watching the video, maybe it might be more. But the main problems were that I was thinking too small, I was thinking in a too short of a time frame period. And I actually, for the first year, I was actually building a really good position, a really good job position for me, instead of creating a business and kind of serving it with my skills and helping people learn, grow, and kind of earn more, like on that matter, at our studio, in order for me to create an actual business, not just a full-time position for me. The first tip on the list is gonna be understanding, do you actually want to build an agency? Just because today online you're gonna be scrolling Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or like anything of that matter, and everybody's gonna tell you start a business, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to start a business if you want to earn more. Like, you can be a part of a great agency or for a great business or for a great startup or anything of that matter, build equity, provide a lot more value than anybody else, and you can earn a lot more with time. I know kind of specifically for our team members, and also kind of for like examples like Microsoft, where they created thousands of millionaires and even created billionaires out of the company, and that's gonna allow you to kind of be just in a good vehicle to help out the business in the long run, and you're for sure gonna be rewarded for that. So you need to understand, do I actually want to run a business? Because there's gonna be a point where you grow your agency just enough that you're gonna be more of a leader, you're gonna be more in a leadership position and leading a team and kind of organizing a team and just kind of growing the business itself, and you're gonna be removed from the service delivery completely. So you're gonna be removed from kind of design, you're gonna be removed from development, marketing, or copywriting, or whatever you're starting the agency. You're probably gonna be removed from any of those points. You might be involved into the sales process a little bit, but in the end, you're gonna be growing a business and not delivering the service. So you need to realize, is this something that I actually want to do? Do I want to remove myself from everything? And even though me personally, I love Webflow development, from day one, I knew that I wanted to start a business. And even when I was a kid, I was trying to earn money from when I was younger, like by helping my dad at his kind of fruit shop. Then later on, kind of doing some Instagram stuff, like working for pretty small wages and stuff like that. But from day one, I knew I wanted to create a business, and that was my only true passion. And like in the process, I discovered Webflow, I discovered everything, and that's how I kind of was able to leverage that. But that's my true passion. And you need to realize, is building a business my true passion? And do I want to do this full time, or do I actually want to focus just on becoming the world's best Webflow developer, or becoming the world's best designer, marketer, copywriter, or anything of that matter? The next thing is going to be waiting to have the perfect conditions. So you might be thinking that you need to kind of wait for the perfect project in order to start a business, that you need to quit your job or anything similar. And I can say from my personal experience that, first of all, when I decided to go agency full-time, that I didn't quit my job. I actually was working a full-time job and then kind of finishing that a little bit earlier, making sure that I can be as efficient as possible so that I can jump on projects on the side. And also on the other side, I was way less profitable when I actually created an agency than with my full-time job. Just because my process was, okay, let's hire somebody full-time so that I can coach them. And that's Kika, she's our creative director currently at the studio. She's been with us for the longest time. But I actually hired somebody, and I was taking part of my salary and giving the salary to somebody else, and actually working a double role job for I would say the first year, where I was first coaching the first person, then on the Webflow side the next person, etc, etc. So it's gonna be pretty hard on your work-life balance. And even to this day, where I've basically built a business with a lot of people, where I can take time off, usually I just love spending time working, and it's probably gonna become part of you as a personality when you do start a business. Like in the deal scenario, we're gonna be working on the business, as said, not in the business, but it's just gonna become a part of you, because in order to build exceptional things, you're gonna need to do exceptional things, specifically in today's market, because at the time of the recording of the video, it's a recession, it's an inflation. So we're coming to a more cruel environment, to a more cruel kind of market in general. So you're going to need to give your best at every single day. Even when you succeed, you're going to need to continue giving your best to stay at the top. The next thing is many people expect that you're going to be a millionaire in 6 months. And like you can watch many of these YouTube videos, gurus, and like courses online, which are going to tell you that the people become millionaires in 6 months or less. And some of them do become that, but maybe they've been working for 5 years beforehand, or like they just became lucky. But my biggest point around this is like you should not expect to happen in 6 months, and it shouldn't. Just because if anything for our studio happened quicker, we would have made like many more mistakes than we have now. We would have made basically a lot of a worse business, and we would maybe even fail like if we scale too fast. Just because you need to understand how to be a leader, how to run a team, how to create processes, how to create SOPs, how to create kind of great relationships with clients, how to make sure that your kind of service is at the level that you are expecting your service to be kind of when you deliver it to clients, how to handle conflicts, HR, vacations. Like there are many things that are going to be involved into creating an actual studio that is working. And with that, it takes time. And I wouldn't think that it's going to happen quickly. And you should think of it as a long-term game, because the longer you're working on the business and like the longer your time frame is, the bigger the reward is going to be in the end. The next thing is going to be not investing your money into the business and into the people. Even to this day, most of our profits gets back into hiring new teammates, to hiring new roles, which are going to take a part of whatever I'm working or somebody else from the team is working, and like dedicate full time on top of that to make sure that they can do it even better, to invest in coaching. Like personally for us, we buy all of the equipment for our team members, like laptops, we buy, I don't know, mouse, monitor, like anything of that matter. We have even a physical hub office where people can come and work from the office if they want to, if they don't want to work from home. So we just think of kind of what are all the possible ways where we can reinvest money. And people call me crazy with times where I reinvest like almost all of our profits back into the business, into marketing, into doubling down our marketing campaigns on our website, on our new projects, etc., etc. But it's important that even when everything starts going well, that you continue reinvesting back, and even hire people when you don't have work for them, so that you can have a hiring process that's going to support somebody becoming good until they actually get a project, which is hard, and get a project that's going to probably earn you like 10x or whatever the investment in the end. And like you can also look at that if done well, agency can be a real business that can be sold. And one of the things that I don't like about YouTube is that many of the agencies that people are promoting on YouTube are lifestyle businesses that are usually not worth a lot, that cannot be sold. But if done well, you can go ahead and sell your agency for 5 or 10 times your EBITDA and earn millions in the process, even though you probably didn't make a lot of profits and gonna drive a Lambo or something like that in the meantime. The next thing is gonna be stopping business development and marketing when you're doing well. And actually, even to this day, like we're getting the most amount of leads on our website like we've ever had in our kind of experience kind of running a business. But with that, we're doubling down and spending a lot more money. Like on YouTube, we're spending a lot more on making sure that we can create the best possible assets on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or anything of that matter. Reinvesting all of our profits also into our website and making sure that our website is doing even better than it should be at the moment, etc., etc. It's just about don't get carried away into thinking, okay, I'm doing incredibly well, I don't need to reinvest back in the business. My point is that you should always be, even when it's great, you should be reinvesting back into the business, because when it starts going not so good, you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna be pretty hard to pick up the pace back again when it starts slowing down. So just make sure that you have proper KPIs on kind of which clients are you gonna work with. You don't have to work with everybody. You can refer them to freelancers, agencies, etc., etc. But just make sure to keep up the momentum and to never actually slow down, because the business needs to keep growing in order for you to kind of get results. And growth doesn't need to be headcount or projects, like it can be in many different areas, but you need to continue growing and you need to continue your brand exposure, specifically in today's market. The next thing is going to be getting disencouraged when you fail. I personally, myself, I had people leaving the agency because of my mistakes. I've had people leaving the agency because of other team member mistakes, which we may have been able to fix. We've had clients fire us. We've had clients not being so happy with the results. We've lost a lot of money, like in specific months. Even to this day, you can make a mistake and you cannot turn earn anything, or you can go kind of minus something on a specific month, but that's just part of the process. And like, that's what I really, really like about us, is that we never give up, and that we never get away from a project, or like basically give up on anything, or any of our kind of process or big ideas. Like, even if a client is not satisfied, we're gonna do everything we can to make sure that they're back on track, and that they say, okay, maybe they've done a bad job in the beginning, and like that we crush through everything and make sure to be over deliver in the end, that kind of they basically forget about all of that. Like, that's happening like less and less and less these days, because we have processes to make sure that our customer success is to the best possible point. But it's just part of the process, and you shouldn't think about the world burning down if you lose a client, if you lose a team member, or anything similar. You just need to figure out which are the team members you can never lose, which are the clients you can never lose, and how much money you can actually lose to continue operating, because like in the ideal scenario, you're gonna have 6 to 12 months of payroll. But the biggest point is, don't be afraid to fail. You're gonna fail. Just make sure that when you do fail, you learn, your team learns from that mistake, and that basically from that kind of learning curve, nobody else makes the mistake into the future. And then the final and the sixth thing is not utilizing the internet and seeing how much is it possible to basically earn online, grow online, or anything similar. And that's why I highly encourage everybody to travel. I see maybe things getting mentioned online that you should just put your head down and continue working. And yes, for those 3 years, you're going to be working. But I specifically think that it's great to change environments and to make sure that you're surrounding with kind of different people from different countries, different cities, running different businesses, and just meeting people like maybe on conferences or anything of that matter, to make sure that whatever you thought was possible here, that they can open up and kind of open up new worlds. Like, that's on the business side. And then on the other side, also going to places, going to US, maybe if you're not from US, going to UK, going to Europe, going to maybe UAE, like Dubai or something like that, just to see what's the cost of living there, what's the impact your kind of service can make for those businesses you're working with, so that you can make better pricing decisions, that you can make better decisions for your business in general, and that you can understand what is possible online. Because I feel like for me, my biggest investment, even though I've blown money on many, I would say dumb things, but in the end, when I look back at it, like, it was actually smart, because maybe I went to a trip and like I spent more money than I expected, but when I came back, I came with a fresh mindset, I came with a fresh positioning and understanding of maybe how a different country works, or how's their mindset, how we should position ourselves, or anything of that matter. And that actually kind of 10x kind of in the long run of the business itself. So don't be afraid to explore, don't be afraid to maybe pay for consultations or anything of that matter. Maybe you're gonna waste money, maybe it's just gonna be an ego boost for you to understand, okay, I've paid him like $500 per hour, but I know more than him. Just because of that, you can go ahead and prove to that person that you're better and create a better business than he has. So that's it. So if you're looking to start Webflow as your career in 2023, we've actually recorded a video somewhere here that's gonna show you, is Webflow the best career in 2023 or 2024 or whatever you're watching the video, so you can see how to actually get started into Webflow, and how to see if Webflow agency or Webflow freelancer expert or anything of that matter is the right position for you.